Minister. Let's try to keep to allotted time of 5 minutes. Next is the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alaki.
Mr. Chairman of Council, President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Vice President Kashim Shettima, the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Reps, the governors here present, my colleagues in the Executive Council of Nigeria, the family of our departed hero, ladies and gentlemen. In moments like this, as we say farewell to General Muhammadu Buhari, we reflect on a life defined by unwavering faith, integrity, and devotion to country and maker. His passing not only ends an era, but also calls all of us to honor the principles he embodied. The transition of General Buhari has brought us to such a historic moment. This is a time for reflection and for reigniting our hope for a greater tomorrow. Let us reflect on the life of a man whose social being, as Karl Marx said, determines his social consciousness. A departed president began his journey as a child, studying the Quran and learning the Hadiths. He was raised in the ways of his people, absorbing the teachings of the Holy Prophet. He believed faith holds the key to everyone's fate. These formed the roots of his Stoicism, laid the foundation of his Puritanism, and inspired his selfless nationalism. They explained the simplicity of his style and the candor of his humor and his aversion to materialism. In trials and triumphs, he held steadfastly and studiously to this value. He never doubted that whatever happened was divine, and he always waited on Allah for guidance. The leaders of the then northern Nigeria saw that the military will play major roles in the new Nigeria forming in the 1950s. The regionalist and devolved nature of the federal constitution by Sir Arthur Richards, Sir Oliver Littleton, and Sir John Macpherson disrupted the colonial order's authoritarian unity. The military then was the most crucial and influential institution of state. It was the agency of colonial power, then transitioned into civilian control as the British administration retired and the young Republic of Nigeria kindled. Young Muhammadu Buhari was gently undergoing secondary education between 1956 and 1961 when the headhunters of the northern establishment visited the Katsina Middle School to recruit boys into the military. With his gangling height and straight gait, there was no way he could have escaped the attention of the recruiters and consequently a career in the army. Let us pause to see the value in this crucial insight. Our former president was enrolled to serve a purpose. He was meant to give his people a voice in national institutions undergoing demographic change and martial modernization. He was to help preside over the young Nigerian state's coercive apparatus. At 19, he gave his life to Nigeria, in sickness and in health, in war and in peace, in life and in death. But his commission brought more than danger. It was a commission of guns, of tanks, of bullets and of bombs. That was what Muhammadu Buhari faced in the Nigerian Civil War. He was trained at the Nigerian Military Training College and at Mons Officer Cadet School in Aldershot, England. And at just 20 years old, he became a platoon commander of the 2nd Infantry Battalion in Abeokuta. He fought and survived the Nigerian Civil War. He played a leading role in the coups and counter-coups that saw the military intervene in Nigeria's governance. When military music played early at the end of 1983, ending the 4-year rule of the Shagari civilian administration, few were shocked, especially those of us who are chroniclers of events and history in the Nigerian media space. We were not shocked to see Buhari at the top. It was at the perfect time to show that he had matured as a commander and as a nationalist. The war against indiscipline, why, was nationwide. It sought to restore our integrity from the social anomy of the previous era. Of course, Buhari was so determined to save Nigeria, his country, he put patriotism above personal freedom. He expected Nigerians to follow him. He saw libertarians and civic groups as obstacles to his mission and tried to coerce them. He believed the end would justify his means. He trusted his conscience would clear him for inflicting pain on those he thought opposed the state. And in August of 1985, he exited the stage through his removal by his colleagues. Allah saved him as he was detained and retired early. But God had not finished with him. Those 18 months in power might have been marked by some draconian excesses, yet later it became difficult to match the ethical purity, exemplary discipline, and passionate patriotism of the Buhari era. The overthrown leader became the cornerstone of a new consensus of faith and piety. The masses in the north especially rallied to him. He stood for all that the negative elites denied them. They saw him as a father sent by Allah to combat poverty. They called him Say Baba, and he embraced their cause. A mass movement was thus born. Yet the movement needed political power to channel state resources to protect the poor. The party merger that delivered this under the banner of the All Progressive Congress made the dream real. God used President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other compatriots to bring back a leader whose love for the masses was boundless. Your Excellencies, honorable ministers, today we bid farewell not only to a man, but to an inspiration, a leader whose unwavering devotion to faith and humanity elevated all who knew him. He walked a path guided by integrity and conviction, remaining true to a purpose higher than self. His was a life that inspires us all to reach for greatness, anchored in humility, service, and love for country. Let us tell our children in the creches of Kaduna, in the nursery classes of Nembe, in the primary schools of Ekiti, and all over Nigeria, that in this country a man once lived who could not be tempted with money, who could not be swayed by material inducements, who lived in the conviction that one day he would give account to his maker. That was President Muhammadu Buhari, our hero, our leader of all times. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Next is Minister of Women